Good morning, dear students. Today we will learn another topic under Unit 2, that is the probiotics. Probiotics plays an important role in one's life. What will be the learning outcomes of this topic is to understand the importance of probiotics, to learn the probiotics in diseases conditions, to know the use of probiotics in daily life. Coming to the definition of the probiotics, live microbial feed supplements that have beneficial effects on a host by improving its intestinal microbial balance. The man behind these probiotics is Elie Metchnikoff. At the start of the 20th century, Russian Nobel Prize winner and father of modern immunology, Elie Metchnikoff, a scientist at the Pasteur Institute, was the first conceptualize probiotics. In 1907, Metchnikoff proposed that the acid-producing bacteria in fermented milk products could prevent fouling in the large intestine and, if consumed regularly, lead to a longer, healthier life. The word probiotic is derived from Greek. It means life. It can be defined as a viable microbial food or a feed supplement that beneficially affects the host health by improving its intestinal balance. They are friendly, beneficial, or healthy microorganisms. Coming to the early 1930s in Japan, Minoru Shirota developed a fermented milk product called Yakult, a probiotic yogurt-like product made by fermenting a mixture of skimmed milk with a special strain of Lactobacillus casei shirota. The term probiotic was coined in 1965 by Lilly and Stilwell. The newborn microbiota initially depends on mother's microbiota, maternal vaginal and intestinal flora constitutes the source of bacteria which colonizes the intestine of newborn. Mode of delivery, birth environment, rarely genetic factors. After infantry probiotics supplied from raw foods such as lactic acid fermented foods such as yogurt, cheese and probiotic supplements. What are the factors which affect the intestinal microecosystem? Antibiotics and other drug intakes, microbial infections, diet which is of a highly processed and low fiber foods, chronic diarrhea, stress, chlorinated water, radiation and chemotherapy, colonic therapies for detoxification. The characteristics effect of probiotics are they are able to survive the passage through the digestive system, able to attach the intestinal epithelium and colonize. They are able to maintain good viability, able to utilize the nutrients and substrates in a normal diet. They are non-pathogenic, non-toxic, capable of exerting a beneficial effect on the host. Stability of a desired characteristics during processing, storage and transportation. They have anti-inflammatory, anti-mutagenic and immunostimulatory activity. They should not be hydrolyzed or absorbed in the upper part of the gastrointestinal tract. They should be a selective substrate for one or limited number of potentially bacterial commercial to the colon culture protagonist. They should be able to alter the colonic microflora towards a healthier composition or selectively stimulate the growth and or activity of intestinal bacteria associated with health and well-being. They should help increase the absorption of certain minerals such as calcium and magnesium. Favorable effect on the immune system provide improved resistance against infection. You can see the different types of probiotics, how they are used here in the picture. So it is the proposed health benefits stemming from probiotic consumption. If you take the probiotics, how it has many health benefits. It improves our lactose tolerance and lowers our serum cholesterol, strengthens our innate immunity, alleviates food allergy symptoms in infants. It controls the inflammatory bowel diseases, controls irritable bowel syndrome, and it suppresses the endogenous pathogens like antibiotic associated diarrhea. And it also suppresses the exogenous pathogens like travels diarrhea. And it also reduction in risk factors for colon cancer. What are the advantages of this? This produces lactic acid, lowers the pH of intestines and inhibiting the bacterial villains such as Clostridium, Salmonella, Shigella, E. coli, etc. They decreases the production of variety of toxic or carcinogenic metabolites which further may cause the cancers. Aid absorption of minerals, especially calcium, due to increased intestinal acidity. Production of beta-D-galactosidase enzymes that break down the lactose. They produce a wide range of antimicrobial substances, acidophilin and bacteriocin, etc., to help to control pathogenic bacteria. They produce vitamins, especially vitamin B and vitamin K, act as barriers to prevent harmful bacteria from colonizing the intestines. You can see the colon cancer, how this and probiotics helps to prevent this. Certain probiotics like Lactobacillus bulgaricus may help to prevent colon cancer by preventing the breakdown of enzymes beta glucuronidase that contribute to the growth of cancer-causing enzymes. So this is the enzyme which helps or which favors the growth of cancer-causing agents in the colon. Lowering cholesterol, a range of lab able to break down bile in the gut, thus inhibiting its reabsorption which enters the blood as cholesterol. Blood pressure reduction, consumption of milk fermented with various strains of Lactobacillus bulgaricus may result in modest reduction in blood pressure due to the AC inhibition like peptides produced during fermentation. And probiotics also plays a vital role in HIV. Reduced number of lactobacilli in vaginal tract are at significantly increased risk of HIV. Lactobacilli is the bacteria which is present is a beneficial bacteria which is present in the vagina of a lady, and if this number, the reduced number of this lactobacilli causes the risk of getting the HIV. It has been recently shown that a human vaginal probiotic strain, Lactobacillus reuteri, can express potent functional viral inhibitors which may potentially lower the sexual transmission of HIV. And coming to the role of probiotics in liver diseases, in non-alcoholics, steatohepatitis, generally non-alcoholic patients are found to have liver biopsy findings indistinguishable from alcoholic hepatitis. Antibiotics associated with diarrhea. This results from an imbalance in the colonic microbiota. Probiotic treatment can reduce the incidence and severity of the antibiotic-associated diarrhea. Efficacy of probiotic antibiotic associated diarrhea prevention is dependent on the probiotic strains used and the dosage. It can also use to treat the allergies, degradation, structural modification of enteral antigens, normalization of the properties of aberrant indigenous microbiota and of the gut barrier functions, regulation of the secretion of inflammatory mediators, and promoting development of the immune system. It prevents food allergy by promoting endogenous barrier mechanisms and alleviating intestinal inflammation. It stimulates the immune response and reduction of serum IgE antibody levels. Reduction of thyroid to cytokine response. See here we have some of the strains of a probiotic So coming to the lactobacillus species, you have Acidophilus planetarium, Cassie subspecies Rhinomonas brevis, and the Bifidobacterium species, you have the different 5 types you have. And what others other than that lactobacillus species, you have other ones. The Streptococcus salivary species, Lactococcus lactis species, Lactococcus lactis subspecies Cremoris, Enterococcus faecium, Leuconostic mesenteroids, Propinobacterium frodentincio, Pedicoccus acidolactite, Saccharomyces boulardii. Intestinal microflora, location and prevalence. Rare in the esophagus, uncommon in the stomach. Primarily gram-positive, 10 to the power of 2 to 10 to the power of 4. 10 to the power of 5 in the jejunum, primarily aerobis, and 10 to the power of 10 to 10 to the power of 12 in the colon, primarily anaerobes. 1000x more anaerobes than aerobes are seen in the intestine. So minimum consumption, that is 100 grams of a probiotic food with 10 to the power of 7 only per unit per grams. Most probiotics do not permanently adhere in the intestine, but they exert their effects as they metabolize and grow during their passage through the intestine. Thus, daily consumption of these bacteria is probably the best way to maintain their effectiveness. Coming to the probiotic foods, yogurt, usually made from milk, rarely from cream, inoculated with Streptococcus thermophilus and either Lactobacillus acidophilus or Lactobacillus bulgaricus. This is a Turkish origin, available in innumerable forms and flavors. Low-fat chocolate yogurt, drinkable fruit-flavored goat yogurt, neon-colored yogurt in squeezed cubes. So frozen yogurt, Lalu's goat's milk frozen yogurt, naturally chock full of Streptococcus thermophilus, Lactobacillus bulgaris, Lactobacillus acidophilus, and bifidus. First probiotic juice launched in the fall of 2007 by Next Foods. Good Belly organic fruit juice based probiotic beverage contains Lactobacillus planetarium 299 has effects on irritable bowel syndrome. You see Adrian Foods chocolate and granola bars. So how these also will be helping. So they are all products contain more than 5 times the live active cultures in yogurt with less sugars. So this is the another Yakult is another drink which is a daily beverage and it has a citrus flavor, solid in single shot. It contains around 8 billion live and active lactobacillus Cassie Shirota cells per bottle. This Yakulta comes in a bottles. Ricera rice yogurt, an organic non-dairy rice yogurt with whole grains and live. Active cultures including Lactobacillus bulgaris, Streptococcus thermophilus, Lactobacillus acidophilus, Bifidobacterium bifidum. So dosage forms for the military, how much you have to keep. So standard forms, individual customization. You can get in capsules, chips or chewable tablets, or in sachets, or in powder blends. So these are some probiotics. Probiotics plus prebiotics. Foods containing the combination of probiotics and prebiotics are referred as symbiotics. Improved survival in upper gastrointestinal tract and more efficient implantation. So, which are the institutes which are engaged mostly in probiotic research in India is the Central Food Technology and Research Institute, Mysore, India, National Dairy Research Institute, Karnal, Haryana, India, Institute of Microbial Technology, Chandigarh, India, National Dairy Development Board Anand, Gujarat, India. Nestle Private Limited, Panipat, Haryana, India. Safety aspects of probiotics. The safety of Lactobacillus and Bifidobacterium species has been recently, and the general conclusion is that the pathogenic potential of these bacteria is quite low. There are reports of fungemia with Saccharomyces following its use as a probiotic, especially in immunocompromised patients. Dear students, with the probiotics, a revelation began and still it is continuing. A habit that can really benefit our overall health, taking the probiotics.